Well, welcome back to Mr. Obsolete's Vintage Homesteading. Today we got a few different chores we need to do, and we got some really weird firewood a while back, and I've been putting it off, cutting it up because the other stuff was just regular firewood, just chunks and stuff. But there was a lot of unusual pieces, probably came from a mill or something like that. And so anyway, that's going to be what we're going to start out with. So we'll start out being a firewoodologist, and then we'll move on to some other projects. Okay, well, we've got the chopping block out. We're going to put this on here to just kind of hold this as an upright. We're using our Collins. It's our favorite splitting axe. Let's see how this stuff chops here. See how nice that cuts through there? Big knot. Anyway, that'll go along pretty quick, so be back later when we're done. Well, what we got to do today, cut up a bunch of this little wood. I got a trailer full of all this weird size stuff, weird Duke's mixture of types of wood also, but it's nice and dry, so it'll burn. So the saw's warmed up. Be right back. Well, the Senix, better than a handsaw. Okay, well, the wood's all cut up, and you can see this fine Senix 49cc 4-stroke chainsaw is a little bit better than nothing. Actually, it cuts okay. This chain, 3/8 low profile. It's an Oregon made in China, but it actually works pretty good. You can see that cut through that stuff pretty good. So anyway, we're going to be taking our sawdust here, which is pretty small chips, but it'll be fine. We're going to make fire starters out of it. We'll be back later. Well, we've harvested our sawdust from cutting the last of those weird sized hunks of wood we had. And so, like I say, we're getting ready for fall. We're just starting to have fires in a fireplace. And so here's just the stuff we use to make fire starters. Egg crates, sawdust, and paper. Just fill these up. So the list of ingredients: egg crate, sawdust, and some paper. Here we have lint, which we'll use for the wick. I've melted wax in here. Melted it on our fine vintage Coleman 502 stove. We'll get busy here. Now, when you pour the wax in, it bubbles up a little bit. It shows there's a little bit of moisture still in the wood fibers. You can see that. So we pour it on fairly slowly. Let it soak in and then come back and do a second pour on them. So we've tried a lot of different types of fire starters, and these are the most efficient and the best. Old candles that we find here and there, junk sales and different things like that. We just store them up and use them when we need them. So we'll put on our second filling here. Simply take our pliers here, get some lint, dip it in the wax, put it down here, and make our wick. And like I said, we've tried a lot of different things for fire starters. These light instantly, and put out a lot of heat and get the fire going really, really quickly. Plus, we're just using stuff we just have laying around. It's basically just junk. So use what you have. I'll be right back and show you some that are already done. So in a summary, we talk about using stuff that would normally just be thrown out, and candles like these, you know, if we burn them in the house, we always use beeswax candles. These are paraffin ones, and they have a little bit of a stink and put out a little bit of particulate and stuff too, and they're not very bright either. So anyway, this is a better use for them. You can see here they are, and you know, they're again using an old crummy pan. We got it some junk store, and our Coleman 502 stove. So have all this stuff here. Gives us an excuse to collect stuff like this because we use it. Vintage is definitely best, and cheap is the best of all.